Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is still moving in a sideways correction up there, even though it looks a little bit as if Bitcoin wants to roll over. You see it here on the daily time frame. All these daily candles, yeah, lower, 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 but we haven't really taken out those previous swing lows. So in this area around 50,500, typically the buyers jumped in, so we have structural support here. You see that on the daily time frame, yeah. But most recently, the trend started to. It seems like it's starting to roll over. So what I'm watching is in the very short term a structural support at around 50,500. If that level breaks, then the critical support area that we talked about on the microstructure will become relevant, and it's the 47k level which becomes relevant then. Here on the daily it looks a bit different, but it's 47k, and there are basically three Fibonacci levels to watch: the 23.6 Fib, the 38.2, and the 50%. So between 50 and 47k. So this is if the let's say the structural support level breaks. This is the Fibonacci support area, which is relevant for our current wave count, okay? And we've got the wave count, the microstructure on the 1 hour chart, but yeah, you know that support area very well. We haven't even entered it. And my preference would still be for the price to get there. To get there, possibly even to 48,300, 48,400. Why that level? It has to do, first of all, with some Fibonacci extension targets, which we can talk about on the smaller time frame. But it's also that the 38.2 retracement level is typically the ideal target for a fourth wave. And this pullback on a smaller time frame would be a fourth wave. Now, this support area also tells us when we have to change the interpretation of our chart. Because at the moment, the trend is up. But that will change with a break below 47k. This is due to the rules and guidelines of Elliott Wave. They tell us basically that a break below the 50% Fib level in a wave 4, it's not happening. So that doesn't mean it couldn't happen. Well, it can, but then the wave count would be a different one, and that unlocks prices in the yellow box, or it unlocks a decline back into the yellow box between 35k and 41.8k. But overall, the preferred interpretation is that we go a little lower, hold support, and then we'll rally in line with the white count. The white count remains the preferred interpretation, that a larger degree fourth wave bottomed here on the 23rd of January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, one more high in wave 3 expected, then wave 4 and 5. I would prefer that. Now let's take a look at the smaller time frame, and just remember that a break below 47k is would indicate that things are starting to break down, really, not just locally, but that we get back into the yellow support box. Honestly, looking at the very, very short term, literally nothing happened. It starts to look a little bit. Like a descending triangle. All right, not very well defined. Depends on how you draw the trend line, right? Maybe even like that, but it looks a little bit like a descending triangle. So is that bearish, bullish? Well, typically they would break to the downside, but obviously only the market will decide. But either way, they would be in line with the wave count, in which I would also like to see a move to the downside here in wave C of 3 of the larger C wave of wave 4. So this shows the ideal sort of pathway for this C wave of wave 4. Yeah? I mean, we can also, in addition to that, in terms of calculating targets, so looking at just what we've got, A wave and B wave, it might not even, I mean, it's dancing on the 100% Fib extension, which is why it's probably not going to, or it's going to, well, it at least finds support there right now, right? However, it's Yeah, it's just not a very clear bottoming structure that we see here right now. And a typical corrective pattern is an A, B, C structure. And as per my yellow count, yeah, I mean, the low could be in, but I don't believe it yet, okay? It's a healthy wave 4. The length, the duration, very healthy. I like that. But I would really like to see it go down a little lower before going higher, because it would give us a clear A, B, C structure, yeah? So, but there isn't much more to add. I mean, it takes, as I said, the low could be in. We're watching for higher prices against 47K. From a mindset point of view, I would approach it in a way to say that if the market offers such a pullback, if the market is so generous to offer such a pullback, it might be an opportunity. Just note that the 47K level is a really important one. And if the low is already in, for example, in a WXY structure, then I need to see a break above the 1.786 extension level here, above the 52,860 level, and then we can go up quite quickly, possibly even towards 56, 58K next. Yeah, sorry, not much more to add. These are the worst updates, I know. But yeah, I think this descending triangle is interesting. Something has to happen here. Bitcoin is really just only dancing around 51K now, but might get squeezed a bit more. And then it should typically lead to quite a substantial reaction, because when the price is getting compressed in a triangle, in the apex of a triangle like that, it typically then explodes when there is a breakout. So yeah, not much more to add, unfortunately. So hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.